Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing this morning? Hold on. All right. Well, there's no redirect because Tommy has left for the BBU, apparently? I don't know. All right, let's roll the intro.
Eiley gets real, talk slick, better keep it sealed. T's hot, mask off, let's go. Step in the chat, it's the final bell. Sally in black, got receipts from hell. Drama queen, nah, I'm the drama dealer. Truth so raw, make a snake turn healer. Mic in my hand with a hit list long. You faked your life, well I wrote your song. No chill, no filter, mask ripping deeper. Lights out, baby, it's the law code reaper. Fill that tea, call it out. Fake get caught when the reaper's out.
Good morning, everybody.
Name, say it loud. Sally don't play, she calls the cloud. One by one they fall asleep, but secrets don't die, I dig too deep. Cameras on, it's getting real. Larco Reaper, sign the deal. Who's next up? I smell that fear. You built a lie, I built a career. DMs leak like a faucet broke. Your truth is a joke and I ain't provoked. Clickbait queens, you all look shook. I don't need edits, I wrote the book.
There was
Fake
a redirect.
apologies,
Let's
you can
go.
keep that mess. I wear black cause I buried
they
the
figured it out.
BS. You wanted the smoke, now you got the fire. Don't
There we
start no
go.
drama
Hell yeah.
unless you're ready for the choir. Fill that tea, call it out. Fake get caught when the reaper's out. Say my name, say it loud. Sally don't play, she calls the cloud. So one by one they fall asleep, but secrets don't die, I dig too deep. Cameras on, it's getting real. Loco Reaper, sign the deal. Reap what you post. Sally knows you talk, I show. Loco Reaper, end of the show.
Bound, 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 bound. This is really weird because I'm usually not in the Discord, so I'm like thrown off a bit because I'm usually not in the Discord when I'm doing this show. But yes, we are having Ken up here today. Thank you to my wonderful husband who brought me coffee and an apple fritter. God bless you. Anyway, Charity, thank you for the gifted membership. Oh yeah, I gotta put that in too. Shit, I am so unprepared today. Hold on. Let me, Hold on. We'll add it. Listen, I'll write it down and I'll add it when I get to the other screen. Okay? I think that makes it 60. All right, +1. I'll add it on there. All right, let me get Ken in here. I am thrown so off right now. Holy shit. Be a professional, Xylee. Be a professional. Where is he at? Okay, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Ken!
What's up, Xylee?
What's up, dude? How are you doing?
Hold on, I need to... I'm doing well, hope you are.
I am doing good. Doug, thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you for saving a soul.
Shout out, Doug.
Yeah.
It's always coffee time, Doug. Always.
I just got mine literally delivered, handed to me as the intro was going.
That's beautiful. Yeah, so I just want to say real quick before we get started, you can attribute this to alcohol because I was drunk when I was texting.
I heard you. I heard that story. That was funny as fuck. Okay, so tell the kids who didn't watch it. Go ahead.
All right, so it's no secret. I had it. I started an issue with Billy, Xylee, and Rastov. And when it all happened, I was literally leaving the next day to go to St. Thomas, right? So there was really they keep saying I'm low, by the way.
Yeah, I just turned you up. I heard you were low.
Cool. All right, so basically I was gone. And, you know, when you're gone, you're unplugged from everything. You start to reflect. You start to understand kind of where shit like fucked up and just, you know, trying to come back and just kind of have everything even keel. And I was drunk. I was literally in a boat in the middle of islands and people were talking or whatever. And I was like, let me ask real quick. So I was like, Billy and Xylee, do y'all still hate me? Billy said he doesn't. So I appreciated him. I don't remember verbatim what you said, but you said you're still hurt. And I was like, how about I said, how about I come up on Reaper and we can talk about it when I get back? So that's what I remember.
I said something to the effect of, I might have said I was still hurt, or I definitely said something in the effect of either still being hurt, still feel some kind of way.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and here's the reason why. Now, I know what you said that, okay, yeah, were we like best friends? No, we weren't. We were not best friends or anything like that, all right? I make that very clear. But I thought you knew me enough to know that I wouldn't do something like that to you.
So
that's where it is. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let me come from my perspective, right? You've known Tommy a hell of a lot longer than me. And I'm sure y'all have a good amount of history. And I felt you were the one to try to bring him back, right? And you were the one that explained to him the LCU was different now. It's not just one thing. You should come check it out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he came on Rewind. And then
that was the whole point of me getting him. Listen, when Tommy came up there, I mean, you can hear it because I know you listened to it. You can hear me say, I don't know. I'll let you know if Keem tells me you can even come back into the Discord. Because at that point, I didn't even think Keem would let him back in the Discord. And Billy and I had asked him, okay, I want to say months, but it might have been like a month.
You're fine.
Yeah, because time in the LCU fucks me up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But we asked him months ago to come on as a guest, and Tommy was going to do it, but then he decided, he was like, nah, I don't want anything to do with the LCU, right? And then I'm streaming on another place, and Tommy's in my chat, right, talking about how I got a foul mouth or whatever, because he always fucks with me that way. Yeah. And I called him, you know, because he's like, I'll jump in a call with you. So I called him, and, you know, he was talking to me about commentary community stuff, and then we started talking about the LCU. And he was like, you know, I might call in, you know, and I was like, well, listen, I'll get with Keen to see if I can even get you in the Discord, and I'll let you know. If he says no, I'll let you know. If he says yes, I'll let, either way, you know. Okay. It was literally just for him to call in to Rewind. Tommy, as far as entertainers go, Tommy is one of my favorite people to watch. Oh yeah. I love me some SFTP. And it's one of those things where I've always really liked Tommy. It was just about him calling into Rewind. That's why because Boogie pissed me off, right? I'm gonna tell you how Boogie pissed me off, and I didn't really say it, but I'll go ahead and say it now. I didn't sign an NDA with Boogie. Fuck him. All right. Yep. Boogie pissed me off because then Boogie was having his week, which we now know it was Keem who set it up, but you have to go through my mind of thinking, because I thought Boogie did. Boogie pissed me off because Boogie gets in a call with me and he was like, Xylee, can you ask Tommy to come on live? I was like, no, absolutely not. And he was like, I said, Boogie, if you want Tommy on live, you got to message him, because I got him to come into this Discord just to call into Rewind, and I don't want him to think that I set him up. Okay. Because see, Tommy looks at things too. Tommy is one of those that he likes to build brick by brick, and he looks at everything. I was like, because I'm not gonna have Tommy thinking I set him up just so y'all can ask him to go on live. Absolutely fucking not. If you want him, then you have to message him yourself. And he literally messaged him while I was on a Discord call with him, because I wouldn't do it. Yeah. You know? Okay. So, because I didn't want Tommy to think I'm setting up. So now it was like I was protecting myself from thinking Tommy think I was setting him up. Now Ken thinks I set him up. Like, that, bro.
Well, look at it from my point of view. All right. Yeah. Tommy was in your chat. Tommy came on Rewind. Tommy was made an offer. I'm fired. Right. That's all I knew. And when the ball stream happened, when Rastoff brought me up, he thought I knew all of this was going to happen when I didn't. I didn't know any of this. And then an hour later, I get a phone call that I'm fired. Then Keem told me.
Wait,
go ahead.
Wait, real quick, just so I can clarify.
Yeah.
So at the time he was talking, at the time that Rastov was talking to Keem, I don't think he thought.
No. Because trust me, I went back and watched Rewind when I was up there and we were having it out. Rastov thought I knew before the ball stream.
Okay.
He said that.
Okay.
And I didn't.
Okay.
So when I got a phone call, because I didn't watch balls at the time, because me and Batgirl we actually planned to do a late night cafe that weekend, because my wife wanted me to do some shit with her in the morning and whatever. So when I watched that, I was like, this motherfucker straight up got me fired. And then when Keem called me, he was like, hey, troll Rastov, tell him he got you fired. Because Keem never said why. He just said, Ken, I got to let you go. I'm bringing Tommy in. I was like, okay. I didn't expect that.
Wait, so Keem didn't tell you a reason?
No. He just said, hey, we need to let you go. We're bringing Tommy in. I was like, because I was in shock. And then I went back and watched the ball stream. Yeah. And I was like, what the actual fuck? So then when I did my goodbye stream, when Rastov came up, when I looked at him, I said, what the fuck do you want, bro? Because I didn't know any of this.
Right.
I legitimately thought. And then I saw you as the conduit to bring Tommy in. I'm just telling, I'm just being honest. Okay?
I get it now. I mean, I get how you feel now. It's just the thought of it. Like, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. Because listen, I will run with conspiracy theories in my head until I work the whole goddamn thing out. I will. You know, because that's how you work things out. And then you go, no, that doesn't work because of this, that, and the other. Okay, that makes sense, you know, so. Yeah.
Okay. And then, obviously, I'm not going to lie to you, the three-headed snake narrative got to me. All right, it did. Because of how I was already feeling about you and Rastov at the time. Mm-hmm. And then, when Billy was up there talking to him, I was like, well, if Xylee and Rastov know, 100% Billy knows. Because they're not going to keep shit from Billy because they're the three-headed snake, right?
Yeah.
So that's how all that came together. So when I was told to troll Rastov and do all that shit, I did. And I did. I went in and I really went in. And Keem gave me the blessing, right? And then I should have stopped sooner. I fully admit that. But when I saw Keem continue to do it, I thought that gave me the green light to continue to do it.
Because Keem don't know how to stop. That's why. Keem don't know how to fucking stop.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So when Billy came up on my stream, when I told him that, I wasn't trying to talk shit. I was just trying to say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. I thought we'd be able to talk it out. And I could tell him what I'm telling you right now. But it hurt him. I'm going to say hurt him so much. He was in shock and he didn't even want to talk about it.
You could see it on his face because I went back and watched that. And when I saw his face, he was like, wait, what the fuck did he just say? Like, what?
Yeah. And again, I was wrong and I fully admit I'm wrong. And, you know, when I came up on Rewind that night, I don't know if you could tell or going back, I don't know if you went back, watch whatever. I was legitimately half asleep about to pass out. And people were pinging my fucking phone in the Discord, hey, watch Rewind. And y'all are going over it. So I was like, I deserve them the chance to tell me to my face how they feel about me. Because I wanted to give y'all that respect at least. So I hopped up there. Yeah. And I took it all. Right. Because I wanted to afford you that, whatever. And then when we had the epiphany at the end, when people thought I knew stuff, I thought people thought certain people knew stuff that they didn't. And it all just kind of clicked to me like, holy shit, like this is just all one big like clusterfuck. Right.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to leave. I didn't want to like start this whole thing and then I'm gone. Right. So I wanted to wait at least till I get back. And I wanted to, you know, the saying, time heals all wounds. Right. So I want to give it some time. And that way we could talk about it or whatever. And, you know, Billy said he's fine with me now. And I'm like, cool. And then I'll at least want to come over here and talk to you because I know you said I slapped you in the face metaphorically. And that sucked for me. That hurt.
Well,
but
it felt like that because the thing is if I don't like you, you're going to know I don't like you. And in order for me to even think for you to get fired means I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times did I go around saying Becky should be fired? I wrote a Google Doc for Roxy to be fired. I mean, and neither one of them got fired.
Yeah, I know. But again, like it's just one of those things where, like, as it went on, and I put pieces together in my head that I thought it just lined up way too perfectly. Yeah. And the last thing for me was I couldn't finish the month out. Because normally, unless you royally fuck up, you can at least finish the month out.
Okay, I get you on that, because that is true. Normally, they let somebody finish the month out, or he'll just wait until the end of the month, and like he'll do some kind of mysterious thing in 2 weeks going, October 1st, this is happening, or whatever. I mean, he does that. He does that. Yeah. So it was kind of weird in that sense, because it was right, boom, dead in the middle, or whatever it was. I get you on that. Yeah. I do get you on that.
But again, if I knew the ball stream was going to happen, if I knew, like, whatever, I wouldn't have went this far with it. But and then again, the chat, right? I guess for me, I truly felt like when you said that y'all didn't say anything to me, it felt like y'all didn't trust me, because to me, I understand how Keem is about his meetings, but I'm like, I'm in the chat. Like, I'm supposed to be here. I was supposed to be on the phone call, and no one said shit to me about this. So how am I supposed to know?
Okay, all right, 100%.
Hold on,
I get you on that. Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing.
Good.
And then after I said that, the chat was used again. So it's like I was ignored. So I was like, okay, well, what is that? I was pissed off, so I kind of let it go. Yeah. But you have to understand, with all that in my head and all those not stipulations, all those, I guess, factors that came into play, that's where my mind went, because it's the only thing that made sense to me.
All right, so I'm going to, okay, I get you on the chat thing. I understand where you're coming from with that. I can only tell you my part in it, all right? Mm-hmm. I have, with Keem, I have years of conditioning, okay, where if you're in a group chat with Keem, you do not leak what is said in that group chat. It is years of fucking conditioning where I have seen a lot of people kicked out of the group chat that we were in, that famous Tea Party chat that we were in on Twitter, you know, just for saying shit on a live stream, talking about the group chat, for leaking shit out in public because they would get pissed off at somebody and leaking it out of the group chat. So I'm thinking, okay, so this is a group chat with Keem. I can't talk about what's going on. And like, in a sense, did I want to tell you yes, but I'm like, it's Keem. I know how he is about group chats. I'm not going to fuck myself over in that. Hopefully, Ken gets told.
Yeah. But realistically, if someone just said, hey, we were just trying to figure something out, that alone, I'm like, all right, cool.
That's what we were, the end of that's it. What we were doing, because, I mean, I really, really, really wanted you, like, Keem, I was like, put Ken with me. Me and you worked really well when we were on Cafe. Even if I was a tired bitch with no fucking sleep and cranky as fuck, you worked so good with me. And I think our chemistry was really fucking good. You know? Yeah. Just imagine if I had some sleep, it would have been even better, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I get you.
And, you know, and then all of a sudden, you know, like Keem said, he said it on live, so I'm not breaking anything, Keem, so don't come for me. Then it was like, oh shit, Dad. And it was like, fuck, bro. You know? Yeah. And then, you know, Dad left, and I was telling Keem, I was like, bro, can I have Ken? Can we get Ken back? Yeah. Because I wanted you for here, because I think you would have had fun talking about outside LCU drama and getting into the nitty gritty of the stupid shit people do on the internet, you know?
It's always fun. It's always fun.
Like, in all honesty, like, you and I would fucking kill it on this show. You know? Yeah. We really would. But, I mean, listen, I know you got your own thing now, and there's nothing like having your own thing. I get it. 100%.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's why I didn't say anything to you about it, because I'm like, Keem is the person I signed that NDA with, you know? Yeah. And I know how he is about shit like that. I didn't want to go and say anything to you. Like, remember when I asked you about coming on Reaper?
Yep.
Okay. You notice, remember when I said, in the messages, I said, Keem doesn't know I messaged you?
Yeah.
The reason why I said that, because I'm like, I don't even know if Keem's going to get upset that I went ahead and asked Ken. But then I said, fuck it. I told Keem, I said, I already asked him. He's thinking about it. you know? So.
Well, I mean, for me to come back as a host anywhere, Akeem knows like what I don't want to say a stipulation, but just an ask that I have. And I don't want to be on the leaderboard. I don't want to be looked at I don't want to be fired for money because I'm not here for money. I've made that perfectly clear, and people use that against me. That's fine. The whole point of me being a host here is because I've been here since day one. I saw what Keem built. I enjoyed it. I appreciated it. And the fact that I could do a show in a community that I love and I've been here since the beginning meant a lot to me. And like I even told y'all, like if Keem paid me $1,000 a month, like and whatever went to the other host, I wouldn't have cared, like, 'cause I'm not here for that. I'm just here to be here. And that's just not something he's willing to do. And that's fine. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it breaks the, not NDA. It breaks the standard that he has for the other shows.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. And I know that. But again, like I understand like people use like y'all do as full-time jobs. That's fine. I was never here for a job. I never wanted to look at this as a job because if I did, I would hate it. I would hate this shit if I looked at it as a job. And I know that about myself. So that's why I always try to just, keep it clean, keep it kosher, and just like do my best and be like the good boy, right? But no, like this is one of those things, man. Like I said, I hate it happen. I'm sorry it happened. Like I know you're hurt, and I'm sorry for you being hurt. Truly, I want to come up here and just explain from my point of view what led me to thinking that.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it was.
The biggest reason why it bothered me is because I didn't want you to think I was skeevy like that, because I'm not.
Well, see, here's the thing, though, right? It's if Tommy, again, this is just me.
Yeah.
You were the outlet for Tommy coming in.
And I get the trail of thinking that you were thinking, and you were already in your head that, you got fired. At this point, you weren't told a reason, and I think that was probably the biggest problem, and I think that's why your brain went all different sorts of places, because you weren't told a reason. You were just told, I got to get Tommy in. From what you're saying, you're being told that I got to get Tommy in. That's it. You weren't given a reason. Yeah. And I think that's what made your mind wander, because you weren't given the closure as to why. Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's about money. And like when I talked to Billy on Rewind that night, it's like, if I was making the $10,000 to $15,000 a month, that would have never been a thing of conversation.
Would have never been a question. Would have never been. If anything, they would have moved your time slot somewhere.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if Tommy really wanted to come in, again, I was like, there's this Dolls channel that's not being used, and I'm a 4-hour show. So why couldn't that be worked out? Like my mind was so many places because I was just said, Tommy C's coming in. I saw you as the conduit to bring Tommy in. And obviously with Rastoff, what he said on Balls, that those dots connected to me. Yeah. And then obviously with the 3-headed snake thing, Billy got roped into it as well.
Yeah, that whole 3-headed snake, I mean, it's gotten so bad.
Is it still going?
Well, Keem finally made a fucking announcement about me and Billy saying, okay, even though I thought it was funny, just to let y'all know, Billy and Xylee doesn't have any say on who gets fired, basically, in his paragraph. Yeah. He goes, Rastoff still does, because he has to troll Rastoff still, right? But in all reality, Keem's ADHD is so bad, he can tell you, I'm going to fire this person at 12:15 p.m. and at 12:30, he changes his mind.
That's fair.
Literally,
That's a fair point.
But it's like, listen, I go against Keem all the fucking time. I'm like, bro, why is this person here? Why is this person here? What are you doing, Keem? And I mean, I never get listened to. Never.
I got you.
But that whole 3-headed snake narrative is so fucking funny to me, because honestly, that 3-headed snakes narrative, anybody who buys into it, you're falling for the troll. Literally, you're falling for the troll, because I am nothing but an old bitch with a mic. That's it. That's all I am. I'm an old swamp witch with a fucking mic. That's what I am. Yeah. I'm nothing more than that. I
got you.
But I mean, listen, I didn't know that you weren't told a reason, and again, I have to go if it's true, because I don't know Keem's side of it. Yeah. But, if it's true that you weren't told a reason, then and I know what kind of person you are just by talking to you and stuff like that. I can see where your mind started wandering because you didn't have that closure as to why.
Well, remember on Rewind, I told Keem, like, if you was told me it was for money, that would have been fine. But I because that's why I was fired. I just flat out honest. I didn't make money.
Well, he practically told you on Cafe that one day when you had popped up, and I think Billy was up there, and then Keem came up there. It was on that Cafe. He told you. Keem told you that day in a roundabout way the reason why he got rid of you. But quite honestly, he should have told you the day of. Like, listen, I have to let you go, and this is the reason why. Now, just to sweep for Keem a little bit, this is probably why he didn't tell you. The reason why he probably didn't tell you is because it actually fucking hurt him to do it. Because it actually fucking... It bothered him that he did that. It really did. The man shed fucking tears over you, bro.
I know. It's, I see myself as just a guy with a microphone. You know what I mean? I try to be the best person I truly can be. And the other thing too is you got to remember, like when I was fired, all that shit that happened with Billy in the driving, Gidgy in the N-bomb, then you got CD-ROM and the PDF defending. And then I was like, bro, what did I do so bad? You know what I mean? I was like, literally.
I get what you're saying with that. I do get what you're saying with that. I mean, again, Keem doesn't listen to me. Gidgy's still here. So, I mean,
I'm with you.
I don't know, dude. It just sounds like a series of unfortunate events. And as we learned on that Rewind episode, a lot of people didn't know things that some people thought that other people knew. Because like when Keem said he orchestrated Tommy and Wings to be on the line, I was like, wait, what? Because bro, you don't fucking understand. I spent 30 minutes on the fucking phone with Boogie because he was freaking out trying to get Wings and Tommy on, going, oh my God, Xylee, I'm so nervous, Xylee. and then when the episode went on, after that fucking live, I messaged that fat motherfucker and I told him, you know what, big ups, good job, Boogie. And then come to fucking find out it was goddamn Keem who did it. I wasted a niceness,
gotta love
Ken.
it, bro.
Ken, I wasted a fucking niceness. You know my niceness, I have a lifetime niceness counter and I wasted one on fucking Boogie, bro.
That's fucked up, Xylee. I'm sorry.
I didn't know that shit. But yet I supposedly know everything. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm with you. So, all right. Well, I appreciate this talk.
I don't fucking hate you, and I feel better. I still wish I could stay at the 10 a.m. and you come on Reapers with me, because I'll go back on me going on the 4 a.m. But I'm just saying. But no, you don't want to do it. That's okay, because you thought I got you fired. It's all right. I understand.
You said it.
Oh, fuck off! Fuck off!
All right, Xylee, have a great show.
All right, man. Listen, you take care of yourself, and big ups on your channel, man. You actually do really good things, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You put on a hell of a show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try, man.
I love that energy you give. That's the energy we needed here, bro. That's the energy we needed here, 100%. Because that Ken, bro, I was like, I want that motherfucker on here with me. Could you imagine me and you on a fucking show with your goddamn energy that you show over there and my energy? We would have everybody pissed off with us. It would go from a 3-headed snake to the 2-headed dragon because we would piss everybody off, bro. Literally.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Literally.
I said this earlier. I don't know if you watched, but like doing like solo streams, like I felt like when I had a co-host, I had to like dial it back to give them a chance to talk. You know what I mean? Because when you're solo, you control your own flow. You say what you need to say. You ain't got to worry about somebody else, right?
Yep.
And that's not a dig at Beans or Batgirl at all. No. It's a personality thing, right? But
I know exactly what you're saying. I love working with Billy. All right, me and Billy are close. That's like my little brother. All right, I love Billy. But doing solo streams is where I come from, and I don't have to worry about talking because I have ADHD, so I have to stop myself from over talking somebody, right? I literally have to stop myself. I don't have to worry about that when I'm doing solo. I can yell as much as I want. I can cuss as much as I want. I can tell you how the fuck I really feel as much as I want.
Yep.
And it's a level of freedom.
Oh yeah.
But with the way the LCU is set up, it's easier with a co-host.
It is.
That's the problem.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad you and Billy figured your shit out. I'm very happy about that. I was sad. I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely sad.
I am too, because I was honestly worried that it was gonna be the end. Honestly.
I could tell.
You know, and it's funny because me and Billy were thinking the same thing. We were just being too fucking hard-headed to say it to each other, as in being worried about it. And so what I had to do is I had to take a step back and figure my own shit out and stop worrying about his shit. And I think he did the same, you know, and now we're good again. We're like fucking siblings. That's what siblings do. Yeah. They fight. And that's exactly what happened with me and Billy. I love Billy. I would fight anybody over Billy, you know? And I know he would do the same for me. It's just we had a kerfuffle.
It happens, right? Family. Here's the thing, man. It's like family. Y'all are in fight, but let an outside force come in. You band together.
Period.
Right?
Period.
That's how it is.
And I'm going to tell you now, I was so spitting ass mad at him, but if anybody would have came in and dogged on him, I would have turned that anger right to them and they went right back to Billy when it was done.
Yep. That's how it is. Straight up.
100%. But yeah, we've straightened our shit out. We're good now.
Good.
You know, it's just that was a rough period. I was mad at Rastov. I was mad at Billy. I was mad at everybody. I was like, I don't give a fuck. But
I was the little bit of time I had, like when I was gone, like, and my wife would go to bed, and I would say I was watching clip channels trying to keep up with everything. There's a lot that happened, and I was like, holy shit, Billy and Xylee, and I watched. I was like, fuck. But I'm glad you got to figure it out.
You know, we are the only OG show that still has the original cast on it. We're the only ones that's left. Because because even live, they Wings wasn't there for a while, so they had to switch up. Now they're back to their original. Well, not technically. Tommy was on the original, so yeah, we're the only OG show that still has the original cast.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are magic together. I mean, it's definitely inarguable that y'all are magic together. So
yeah, no, we were well together. But all right, man. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I don't hate you, bro. Listen, I understand. I get it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Three-headed snake ain't real. God damn it! Get the fuck out of here.
Take care, Zach.
All right, bye, Ken. Okay, that was good. Can't stay mad at Ken forever. God damn it. Now Keem is going to come to me and say, I told you, Xylee. I told you won't hate him forever. And I'm going to have to tell Keem to kiss my ass. Fuck you, Keem. I know what you're going to say. Fuck you. Because I swore I was going to hate him forever. I was mad, okay? I was mad. Shit. All right. Let me switch around some stuff. All right. Let me switch around some stuff because I got to move stuff around. So I can, yeah. Because I only have 2 screens. So, okay, that there. I got to find a video for us to look at. Oh my God, okay, hold on. I swear to God, I'm not giving y'all dead air. I'll talk to you throughout this whole damn process. I promise. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Another day on the internet, another
Okay, Kavos. Okay, Kavos, shut up. Shut up, Kavos. All right. Wait, let me leave the Discord. Bam. Okay, we have left the Discord. No need for the fucking Discord. And please, camera work. Please, camera work. Yes! I did it! Let's go! Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and add these 2 gifted. All right. Okay, boom. We are 97 out of 150. Oh, and Scorpion King said a Ken and Xylee show would be pay pig worthy. I'm gonna tell you what, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ken and I, with the way Ken is on his solo streams, Ken and I would specifically do more LCU drama if Ken and I was on a show together. Because that energy he brings on his show, that's what I want with me. That's what I want with me. Oh my God, it would be so good. I would, bruh. I would so work with that man. 100%. 100%. You know? And I always liked Ken. When I met him at Fat Camp, he was dope. He was a dope ass dude. He really was. And you know, I have a lot of respect for Ken in the sense of, you know, especially veteran status, obviously, but just the way he stands on things and stuff. I don't know. It hurt my feelings, okay? A bitch got her feelings hurt because I wouldn't have done that to him. But the good news is it's worked out now. So that's all that matters is the end result, right? Don't matter how we got here. It's just all that matters is the end result. So we need Wendigoon in the LCU. That man can hang on like dad. He and Papa Meat are literally just Xylee and Billy, and the Poppy Meat pushes limits and Wendy just stares and is like, happy? I love me some Wendigoon, Phoenix. Not gonna lie, I love me some Wendigoon. Not gonna lie. How easy or hard would it be to replicate a solo stream energy when collaborating with the second host, though, for either of you? Okay, here's the thing, Apathetic. That's actually a really good question. That's a very good question. It depends on the co-host energy. With me, I feed off of the energy of the person that I'm with. Oh. Xylee, go read announcements. Oh, God, Keem, what did you do? What did you do, Keem? Why does Ken have the rewind R on his forehead? I swear to God, this is not edited. I took the screenshot myself from Ken on Reaper right now. Is this a sign from God? Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to show y'all this. Hold on. I gotta show y'all this. Oh shit. What the fuck do you mean, Keem? What the fuck do you mean, Keem? All right. This is what he's talking about. You know what that is? You know what that is? All right, Keem. I got you. I'll explain the sign to you. Keem. When Ken was a co-host first, the first time he was a co-host in this universe, what show was it? It was Rewind. And you know what? I'm going to be quite honest with you. That was a good fucking dynamic between me, Billy, and Ken. We actually had a really good dynamic. I remember our first call because Ken wanted to do a call before we actually do a show together just to kind of get to know each other. The energy between all three of us, instant. It was instant. We had a damn good conversation. We were cool. You know what that was? That's a sign of his roots in the LCU. That's the sign of his roots. And it was a sign saying that he and I should be good. That's what I think. You know? No, it's an R because you can see the line there. You can see the R and boom. So it's 1, 2, 3. Ash is like eyebrow cleavage. Yeah, it's eyebrow cleavage. Yeah. Absolutely. That's so fucking funny. That's funny. I don't know. I'm glad me and Ken could work it out. He definitely waited at the right time to want to talk to me because I had to calm down a little bit first. Keem was right. Ugh, I hate saying shit like that. I hate saying Keem is right. Because best believe you're going to have to hear it down the road going, I was right, wasn't I, Xylee? You know? But, nah, I'm glad we could work it out. Oh, by the way, shit. Big E, thank you for the 5 gifted. Thank you so much. I'm going to add it right now. 97, 102. Bro, we broke 100. 102. Oh, okay. The goth makeup. I figured out what I'm going to do for the goth makeup. The goal I'm going to do for the goth makeup. I'm not going to do gifted memberships. I'm going to do this. Hold on. It threw me off with Ken being here because of how I had to go on the Discord and shit like that. Where's text? Where's text? Where's text? All right, here we go. Yeah, I'll just do that. All right. All right, here we go. Wait, why are you being stupid like that? No, what are you doing? All right, hold on. All right, so this is what we're doing for the goth makeover, which I am not excited about, you motherfuckers. Wait, hold on. Let me rewrite that better. All right. 0/25 TTS goth makeover. There we go. There we go. So that way, all I have to count is the actual how many TTSs we got. And because you know me, I hate math. So there we go. So now we have a goal for the goth makeover. It's 25 TTSs, so TTS obviously is $20 or above. And we still have the rise and fall of Boogie, which we are now over 100. So let's fucking go. Okay. You'll love it, Caleb. I will not love it, okay? But I will act like I love it. Now let me ask y'all this. All right. I have 2 ways I want to do it. All right. How to do the goth makeover. All right. I either want to react to a tutorial and do it live on air, or I can just show up in it. So I'm going to let y'all choose which way I do it. I either react to a tutorial and do it as the tutorial is telling me, or I just show up in the makeup. So I'll let y'all decide which one y'all want me to do. 25 TTS, Maui. 25 TTS. You do not understand how much I do not want to do this. But I told y'all I would. And by the way, it's a cumulative. Just to let you know. I can't listen, if we don't get this until next week and you know, it's at 4 a.m. I'm not asking Zay to show up at 4 a.m.
Rum for breakfast super chatted $20.
Fucking hate
Let's
you.
start this off. I think Xylee would like me to re-emphasize that Keem was right. To quote Xylee, you know, I hate to admit it, but Keem is always right. Rastov probably did Ken fired. I agree with Xylee.
You know, you motherfucker. You're a docket team member of mine, and it would be nice if you could act like it, please. Thank you. Just saying. Exactly, Dylan. Keem ain't always right. True. True. Rom, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, Morbid Sparrow said, doing a...
Devastator 416 super chatted $20. TTS 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 TTS.
Y'all fucking hate me. Y'all really, really, really fucking hate me. Doing a makeup tutorial on stream you're not familiar with is hard, but you could do it. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. Because it's going to be bad. But I will watch it ahead of time so I can figure out what makeup to buy, because you don't understand. I'm going to have to buy all the makeup. So it's going to be cheap shit. I'm letting y'all know now, because I probably won't use any of it ever again. Devastator, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so how many votes did I get in? There's 489 of y'all. Let's see. 99 votes. All right, get me. I'm gonna let this poll run. Get me to 200 votes. And oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna run it again. Shit, I didn't mean to hit end poll. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button. How to do the goth makeover. Listen, I didn't wake up fully today because I slept really hard last night. React to tutorial. Jesus Christ, bro. Can I type today? What the fuck is wrong with me? Or just show up. Okay, guys, you're going to have to vote again. I'm going to let it run until I get like 200 votes. All right? Go ahead and do it again. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to end the poll so early. But I will say React to Tutorial was winning. So, do we get to choose the style? No. No, you do not. But I will try to find a tutorial that is goth as fuck. All right? Glock Shadow says, fuck you, Glock. Glock, you are so... Glock, I will say this about you. You're actually one of the good fucking trolls, all right? Because you say some funny fucking shit, bro. Glock says, you're much more likable alone than with your homie, Xylee. Heart. Well, you know what, Glock? Heart back to you, buddy, okay? Oh, God. All right, so let's talk about some content. All right, so... Okay, I gotta add this other shit. Hold on. Let me add the counter for here also. Text existing. There we go. No, you fucker. Stop it. Spray bottle, stop it. Hold on, this text is locked. The other text is locked in. Let me move that up. And then move this one here. All right, there we go. There we go. Let me lock them in. All right. So, Kavos came out with a video talking about what's going on with FaZe. I'm seeing it more and more on Twitter, so I want to know the full story of what's going on. So, put a 1 in the chat if you are ready to get started. Pretty please with sugar on top. Morning, little dove. Yeah, the FaZe kids. Of course, Lunchbox is putting another fucking number besides a 1. Lunchbox, you can never do a 1. You know what, Lunchbox? All I want for Christmas is for you to put a 1 when I tell you a 1 in chat. I would feel like a Christmas miracle actually can fucking happen if you can put a goddamn 1 in the fucking chat when I ask for a fucking 1. Can I please just get one Christmas miracle this year? And it would be you, Lunchbox. You. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Yes, Lunchbox, there is a number called the number 1. Fuck. See, y'all are just fucking trolling me today. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all hate me. Y'all literally fucking hate me. Apathetic. A goddamn 1. Yes, a goddamn 1. You know what, Hooligan? And everybody else who put a 1, I'm going to start this motherfucking video for y'all. The rest of everybody else who couldn't put a motherfucking 1 in, I don't care if y'all watch or not, okay? This is dedicated to the people who know how to follow fucking instructions. I love all of y'all. Oh, see, now they're getting smart with the whole wand thing. Okay, well, technically wand works. God damn it. RG, you too? RG, I thought we were homies. RG, I thought we were homies and you're throwing a motherfucking 8? You know what? All of y'all are getting banned. I'm gonna do these goddamn live streams with no fucking chat. How about that? I'll talk to my goddamn self. I'm a crazy old fucking lady. I can do that. I can sit here and talk to myself this whole entire fucking time, bro. Don't test my gangsta. All right? I will cut this motherfucking chat off. I'm just saying. Locale fan, thank you for being a Band World member for a month. Thank you. I hate all of you. All right, let's get started. Shit.
Another day on the internet, another pedophile allegation. This time, FaZe Clan are in complete disarray. The things that took place yesterday between FaZe Rain, FaZe Banks, and the accused FaZe Temper was just absolutely insane. So this...
I love Cavos. I do. I love me some Cavos. Now, I will say Cavos has a tendency of getting a little tunnel vision on some shit. And he will go hard, and it's like, bro, you seem kind of obsessed by this, but nah, Cavos is good people. Tara, thank you for being a Band World member for a month. I appreciate it.
All started when FaZe Rain, ex-member of FaZe Clan, went on stream saying that the reason he left was because there was some weirdo behavior in FaZe and that he didn't fuck with it.
I want to put everything to do with me and FaZe to rest, bro, because there is so much I haven't said. And honestly, at this point, bro, I don't give a I think I'm going to collect my thoughts tomorrow and I'm going to say everything, bro. Every single thing that I know. Everything. Everything. And I'm going to collect my thoughts because I have an eidetic memory, so I remember everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? And there's bad shit because a lot of people don't even know why I left FaZe. I wasn't even pushed out. I left. There's a fucking pedophile involved too, bro.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. He gives me big... Okay. Now, I want to preface what I'm about to say because I was about to say it and I was like, ooh, somebody's going to take that wrong. So let me preface this before I make my statement. If some bad shit was going on that has to do with underage people, all right, if it was confirmed, it should have been said back then. But yes, air that shit out. It needs to be known, all right? But every time I see him stream and when he talks, the way he delivers, the way he talks, it's like, let me tell you everything bad everybody else does so you don't find out what I do bad. He has very big snitch energy to me. You know what I'm saying? Again, prefacing, if some bad shit was happening with some underage people, it needs to be said. I'm just saying. So.
I don't give a fuck if I get sued. I can give a fuck. I always stand up for what's right. That was like that was the final straw, bro. That was the final fucking straw. I've been fucked up over that pedo shit for like 2 years, bro. But I haven't said nothing about it. I haven't said shit somebody I grew up with, somebody I always loved.
And instantly people are trying to find out who is the freak, who is this sick person that Rain is accusing. Well, everyone rushed to FaZe Banks saying that it was FaZe Banks and it had to be him.
Well, okay, and most likely the reason why they're running to FaZe Banks because Banks usually has the most controversies. Let's be honest. Out of all of FaZe Clan, who's had the most controversies? Banks. Literally. Who's been in the most drama? Banks. You know? Munzie says, Xylee, there's been these allegations in the esports community going back to like 2015. These retards have been silent the whole time. This reeks of clout chasing. You know what, Munzie? I didn't know that. Listen, I'm reacting to this because I want to understand the full story. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. If that's true, Munzie, that's fucking crazy to me. Seriously, if that is true, that is crazy to me. What's up, Ruby? How you doing today?
He responded with a 9-minute video talking about how it wasn't him and revealing that the person Rain is talking about is FaZe Temper.
First thing I'm going to say in this video is I'm not a out. Rain is not talking about me. There, I got it out. It's a very heavy accusation. It's a life-shattering, life-altering accusation, and that's why it's so heavy. I got a phone call about a year ago from FaZe Rain, or a text rather. He's kind of going off just about all the reasons why he's upset with FaZe, hates FaZe, doesn't fuck with FaZe, and he brings up that somebody's a pedophile. Nobody gives a fuck and nobody wants to talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Call him. He's like, Banks, don't play dumb. We talked about this before. I'm like, Norden, pause. You're saying that FaZe Temper is a pedophile, which that is who he's talking about in the clip. And there's a story and we're going to get into it. I'm like, whoa, that's Tommy. That's our brother. This is who we started this FaZe shit with. I'm calling him. That was the first thing I said. I'm calling him and I'm calling Apex because apparently.
Okay, one thing I will always give Banks is a problem solver in the sense of Banks. When there's a situation that comes up, Banks is the first one going, you know what? I'm going to call a motherfucker and find out what the fuck is going on. He's not going to just sit there and talk to everybody about it. He wants to call a motherfucker and go, what the fuck is going on? He's always been like that. Slinky said, you know it's bad when Kavos comes out of the woodwork. That is fucking true. That is actually very true. Kavos don't fucking play. One thing I like about Kavos, he don't give a fuck who you are. If he feels like you need to be called out for something, you're getting called the fuck out. Period.
This is something Apex is aware of as well. Norden and Tommy, or Norden and Apex are the closest on the team. So obviously, if Norden's going to talk to anybody about anything and be transparent, it's Apex. So I patched Tommy and Apex in the call immediately, and we sit on this phone call and we talk for a long time. We were on the phone probably for at least an hour, maybe even fucking 2 hours on the phone talking about this. And Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all this shit was, what the fuck are you talking about? Norden, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously, Rain is coming back, standing firm on the fact that, no, you did say this. I do believe that you did this, whatever. This conversation I'm describing to you guys is a phone call from a year ago, but Tommy and FaZe Rain had a conversation between themselves years ago. I might be misremembering it, but I think it was 3-4 years ago they talked about this, and that's how long these guys have been sitting on that for. So this gets brought up years later. It's obviously a very heavy accusation.
Yes, it is a very heavy accusation. You know, when I heard that the FaZe boys got FaZe Clan back, I was so excited for them. Because that's exactly what happened to FaZe Clan. Corporate entities took it over, basically stole it from them, and fucked them up. Because they became it's like how video games have gotten fucked up. Video games aren't ran by the creators of the game anymore. Video games are now created by the money department, the people who run the money. That's how video games are made now. They are made and ran by the people who do the audits and stuff like that, who run the money. They're not actually made by the actual creators anymore because they don't have the creative freedom like they used to. That's why video games suck now. Just saying, throw it out there. You know?
Yeah, what can you do in that situation? The way we left that phone call off was, let's get to the bottom of this, let's handle it. I mean, Rain's talking about making videos, Rain's talking about this, and nobody's telling him not to. I mean, obviously, Tommy's like, bro, this isn't true, you're gonna fucking ruin my life. Tommy, for the record, is married, lives in the Midwest, has a kid, and is pretty much more or less off this internet shit. So, you know, the implications, the ramifications rather, this has on his life, it's life shattering. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked.
Well, yeah.
And I don't, for the record, also, I don't necessarily have any reason to believe that Tommy is a predator, pedophile. If that were the case, I wouldn't be following him. He would not be my homie. I would have spoken about this to some degree or handled it to some degree to a point where I was satisfied with the result. But this was a thing between Norden and Tommy, and Tommy's response was, "You're bugging, you're tripping. This is not true."
He says that there was some sort of phone call, but he doesn't remember. He doesn't believe that Tommy was a creep or a predator. So, you know, it kind of I came away from this video from Banks thinking that FaZe Rain was kind of lying or not telling the truth. This goes a lot further and deeper, but the way FaZe...
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, the way that, it sounds like a muddled fucking mess. Like, people don't remember conversations. Some people remember conversations. Some people don't. It's being aired out years later. It sounds like a muddled fucking mess. What the fuck is going on? Like, seriously, what the fuck is going on? You know? The fuck? RG Gamer says, so yeah, you're right, Xylee. I can name 3 game companies this year who have done that. More probably if you know of 3 in the top. No, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what happens now. The accounting department. That's what I was trying to fucking say, but I couldn't speak English, okay? My bad. The accounting departments literally run gaming now. It's the accounting departments that run gaming now. All types of gaming. Whether it's a gaming org or an actual game being made, accounting departments run that shit now. It has no life to it. It has no personality to it. So I was so fucking happy to hear that the FaZe Clan boys got FaZe Clan back. I was so happy for them to get some personality back into that shit. You know? Yeah, Mr. Dixon Butts. The investors. Exactly. You know? 100%. I was so happy for them. And now it's just fucking sucks.
FaZe Banks describes it, and I think with what's come out now is not full transparency, and we're going to find that out real quick. So after Banks' statement, Rain gets on stream to just fully air everything out now because he feels like Banks is lying. He is accusing Temper of sleeping with 2 16-year-old girls. If that's true, that is just fucked. That's noncy behavior. You can try justify it, the classic, oh, Asia consent here, Asia consent. Yeah, you can do that, but if it's true, people are going to think you're a fucking nonce because that shit does not fly. This was Rain's response to Banks and airing everything out.
This dude looks me in my eyes and says, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I had a threesome with 2 16-year-olds. I'm like, bro, what? Like, how could you tell me that?
Ooh. Ooh. Oof. Ooh. How did all this start, Lunchbox? This guy here, he went live. Wait, Lunchbox, I shouldn't answer this question to you because you don't know how to put a 1 in the fucking chat. Anyway, Lunchbox, this guy here originally went on live on a stream, right? And he was like, listen, basically talking shit on FaZe Clan and said, you know, I left FaZe Clan for a plethora of reasons and even some pedo shit. And then that started the tumble of what the fuck went on, because as soon as you say pedo shit, people's ears perk up. People automatically started thinking it was Banks. Then Banks goes and has phone calls with people, and he goes and he makes a video about what the fuck happened. And now this guy is back on a live stream, and he just said that the one guy, Tommy, told him that he had a threesome with 2 16-year-olds. So there you go. Now you're caught up. Yeah, big yikes. Big yikes.
After I'm telling you the 3 rules I have to why I'll never have your back as a friend. On my mother's heartbeat. That's what he said. He looked me in the eyes and he said that. I told Banks and I told Apex immediately. I even told Lee Trink. I have text with fucking Lee Trink from then. It was right before everything fucking blew up with the SPAC and FaZe went public and whatnot. And he dropped me off home and we haven't talked since. That's why you guys were like, bro, why don't you play CS with him? Why don't you play this one? I don't want to say it, bro. I feel fucking bad. I feel bad. I know it's wrong. I know what he did is wrong, but I just hope people can understand like what it's like to have somebody you've known for half your life that you love, that you hope that your kids would have been friends and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It made me sad, bro. It broke my fucking heart. I didn't even want to bring this up, Banks. I did it. I didn't even want to bring your name up in this, bro. But you made that video. I don't know if we're about to watch it a little bit, but it's just, you lied in that video. You're making shit up. Bro, even that tweet that you posted under, I screenshotted in case you deleted it because I just don't trust you, bro. And I don't trust what you said there. You said some bullshit at the end of that tweet. What'd you say? You said, here, I'll pull it up here. Like you said, call concluded and Tommy didn't admit to it. Yes, he did. And you called me and you said, bro, this is so fucking bad. This is so fucking bad. He said he's gonna kill himself if this shit ever comes out. And that's why I feel extra fucking bad, bro. That's why I feel extra fucking bad. You told me he would kill himself if it came out. And you guilted me into not doing it. You guilted me into not saying it because you're like, if he kills himself, that's gonna be on you. And you made me feel horrible for that. So I don't know what the fuck to do, bro. And I had an epiphany yesterday. I'm like, bro, why have I been holding this information for this guy for 2 years? But I know he doesn't give a fuck about me. He doesn't give a fuck about anything that happened. It's just I felt bad. Why do I always feel so bad for people?
Quite frankly, yeah, this is something people should know. If it
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. If it happened, absolutely should be aired out. There's more information in this video. So right now, as I stand, if it happened, yeah, it should have been aired out. But okay, I'm sorry. If it bothered you so much, how come you didn't air it out when you found out? Like, I feel like this is an opportunist thing. I don't know how, because he's already not with FaZe anymore, but I feel like it's an opportunist thing. And I don't know if I'm correct. I could be wrong. I'm not saying this for a fact. This is only an opinion based off of how he's talking and how I've seen him in the past. I don't know. It feels opportunistic to me. You know what I mean? Ugh. Apathetic says, sorry, the moral grandstanding comes across a little performative when all of this is 4 years old and you knew everything the entire time. Yeah, Stan said, I think it was because he thought he might Minecraft himself. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels that way. I could be wrong. I literally could be wrong. I am not saying I am 100% right. It's just, that's the feel of it to me.
I felt bad. Why do I always feel so bad for people?
quite frankly, yeah, this is something people should know if it's true. Like, this is unacceptable. Well, Temper comes out firstly with this video calling out Rain, saying he's disgusting.
BB Phil says, can Keem speak eye to eye with Banks on the same level, or is Banks even higher on the scale of wealth, influence, and power? This Banks character seems to be very wealthy and powerful. Okay, you know Banks is the one with all the tattoos, right, BB Phil? I just want to make sure you know that the guy that we just saw, where were we at? We're at 734. This guy here isn't Banks. This guy is Banks. I just want to make it very clear that this guy is Banks. Banks and Keem are very, very good friends. As far as wealth and power, I have no clue. I mean, they're in two different sectors. They're in two different sectors of the internet. You know, like Keem is drama. Keem is drama alert. Banks is the gaming org, FaZe Clan. You know, him and his high school buddy started FaZe Clan. They built it up. You know, Banks does other shit. They used to have a podcast together called Mom's Basement, which was actually a pretty good fucking podcast. Mom's Basement was good. You know, some people do think that Banks is a scammer. That is true. Some people think that. I've always liked Banks, even before I even stepped into the drama sphere. When I would watch like one-off videos about Banks, I don't know. I always liked Banks. I always liked how he carried himself. You know? Yeah, Keem, he was part of FaZe Clan at one point. He was technically part of FaZe Clan. I remember when Keem joined FaZe Clan. I remember that shit. I fully remember that shit. Banks was also one of the big names in the LA daily vlogging scene, like the Paul brothers and Rice Gum. Yes. Yeah. So Banks comes from a different side of YouTube. So as far as your question, BB Phil, I don't know how to answer that because they come from two different sectors. You know what I mean? But I do know this. I don't know if it's best friend level, but they're definitely great friends. Like, Keem loves him some FaZe Banks. So, I will say that part I can tell you. So...
people should know if it's true. Like, this is unacceptable. Well, Temper comes out firstly with this video calling out Rain, saying he's disgusting. These accusations are not true. How could he even do this?
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this and that my name is in the same breath as the word pedophile is so sick, twisted, and insane. This is disgusting. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not that type of person. I am the furthest thing from what you called me. And I will never be that person. It's so mind-blowing that someone that I really built a brotherhood with, someone I really considered a brother, that I invited to my baby shower, that I always looked after and took care. And then when you were going through your darkest days, I was there for you and I was making sure that you were good. When you were in a wheelchair for 2 years and like I was so gutted at the fact that like you couldn't walk again. And then all of a sudden you were able to walk again. And I was the happiest person in the room. There wasn't a single soul that was happier for you than me. Brother, I have known you since you were 14 years old, talking to me about when you were suicidal in these Skype chats, and I was there for you then. And I've been there for...
These guys were literally childhood friends. Like the original FaZe Clan members, literal childhood friends. Like, they were babies when they started FaZe Clan.
This whole time, you talked about how I rated you the other day, even though when you first brought this up a year ago, and I believe that you brought it up just for money purposes, that you wanted money out of FaZe. Like you stated that a year ago in the conversation with me, Banks and Apex. You stated if you don't get paid that, you're going to air this out. That is blackmail. This is not like, you know who I am. You know the type of person.
Ooh, is that true? Wait a minute. Is that true? Did he really say that? Do we have receipts for that? Do we have receipts for that? Please tell me if somebody has a receipt for that. Because if that's true, that kind of makes sense on my feeling about this. I'm just saying, if it's true, if. I don't see a receipt, so I can't say if it's true or not.
I am not what you called me. I'm fucking gutted, bro, and I'm pissed that you even put my name in that light, because now all I care about is my family, bro. Like my biggest concern is my family, my wife and my kid. Now my kid has to grow up and see this, and see that his father is in the same, that my name is in the same light as what you just called me. It's fucking sick. When I bring my son to school, right, and the other parents get to figure out who his dad is, and now they're associating me with that word. You don't even understand the levels of damage that you just inflicted into my life, into my family's life, into everything that I built. I have put my heart and my soul into FaZe Clan in ways that you and Banks and Apex know more than anybody. I brought you guys on because you guys deserved it, and I felt like you deserved it, and I broke bread with you completely. Split the company with you and made sure that you were good. And even at times where like...
Okay, RG Gamer brings up a point. RG Gamer says, so let's make a video about it, shine more light on it. Okay, I will say this though, RG Gamer. That kind of accusation, you kind of need to say something about it. That's one of those kind of things that you need to say something about it. However, when you say something about it, and if you didn't do it, you need to come up with whatever kind of receipt you can to back up what you're saying. You know? Or just say, it ain't true, fuck you, I'm out. And make a 2-second video. Either way, you have to say something about it. Especially this day and age on the fucking internet. You know? I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah, he's shedding more light on it because he's on camera doing this. I get that part, but that kind of, you got to say something about it. You know?
you were trashing the company, I still stood out for you, and I still said he should still get paid. And I was looking out for you, you know? And I wanted you, and even throughout all this stuff, like, in a way, I wanted you back in, even though you said this. And that just goes to show you my heart. You know, I'm disgusted by your actions, by the person you've become. You haven't always been this way. You're a really nice kid. I don't know what happened, what got into you.
You know, he's kind of just playing the I was always there for you card. How can you do this to me? And denying any wrongdoing. It all comes crumbling.
You know what this is? I'm going to be very honest with you. You can, and bro, you can tell what content creators hang out with drama people, drama content creators, and who doesn't. You can tell just by their responses and how they go about drama. You can always tell because they make some of the most, even if they're exposing somebody just by how they do it, you can tell. You don't have any friends that has a drama YouTube channel, do you? You don't have any friends. Because if you watch how Banks handles drama versus these guys, totally different. Totally different. You can tell who has friends in fucking drama and who doesn't. What the fuck, bro?
There for you card. How can you do this to me? And denying any wrongdoing. It all comes crumbling down for FaZe Temper because the heat gets a bit too hot. Before we get into Temper's second response, Banks jumps on the stream with FaZe Rain and they talk about this stuff, and it becomes quite clear that Rain's story has a lot more credibility than Banks was giving credit for in his initial response video.
Oh.
The only two people that could possibly know what you guys said in that go to each other are you and Tommy.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's like, again.
No, but he did admit it in the call with us 4. He did. He did say, yeah, she was 17, the other one was watching.
Yeah. He talked about New York 17 law.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you called me after and you said.
I just remember you guys arguing back and forth, and I just remember it being fucking crazy.
So there we get a confirmation from Banks that he did in fact hear that Temper slept with, now it's a 17-year-old.
Okay, yeah, the age is okay. Thank you. This is why I fucking love Kavos. This is why I love Kavos, because he noticed. Wait a minute. Now we went from 16 to 17, and it wasn't Banks who said 17. Okay, hold on. I want to hear that again. I'm sorry. I want to hear their conversation again. Because, all right. Don't fuck up on me. What are you doing? What the fuck? All right, hold on.
Only two people that could possibly know what you guys said in that go to each other are you and Tommy.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's like, again.
No, but he did admit it in the call with us 4. He did. He did say, yeah, she was 17, the other one was watching.
Yeah. He talked about New York 17 law.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, you called me after and you said.
I just remember you guys arguing back and forth, and I just remember it being fucking crazy.
So there.
So now Banks, what the fuck are you doing, bro? What are you doing, Banks? All right, Banks, come on now.
We get a confirmation from Banks that he did in fact hear that Temper slept with, now it's a 17-year-old, and Rain said the other one, who was either 17 or 16, was watching. This was not clearly portrayed in Banks' initial response, that he heard this was something that was actually talked about. And now on stream, we actually get someone else, Banks, another witness, who confirmed this conversation did take place. And FaZe Rain has had a history of, you know, I don't like saying it like this, but just for the sake of this, going off the rails a little bit and making these kind of sporadic videos, let's say. So it's a lot easier.
Yes, he does. I've actually covered a couple of them, I believe. Yeah.
To cast doubt on him, which I felt Banks' initial response did. Whereas now, oh, we're getting to the bottom of things a little bit here.
He said it was a threesome with a 16-year-old when it was a single with a 17 and one was watching. God knows why he lied and said it was a threesome. God knows why. Especially when I'm telling him how fucking demonic and evil that shit is and how I'll never have your back. That's what he said. It's what he fucking said. Okay? So then he goes in the call that we had after with me, you, Apex, Tommy, and he said it was a 17-year-old. He admitted it, bro. He did. And then he said, if this shit ever comes out, bro, I have a kid now, I have a wife, I'll kill myself.
Wait a minute. What is wrong with YouTube? Why don't you want to, like, go back? And yes, Hooligan, I'm yelling at my fucking goddamn.
Threesome with a 16 when it was a single with a 17 one was watching. God knows why he lied and said it was a threesome. God knows why. Especially when I'm telling him how fucking demonic and evil that shit is and how I'll never have your back. That's what
Especially after me telling him how evil and demonic it is and I'll never have his back. You didn't say anything, so you had his back by not saying anything then, right? I'm sorry. I'm going to point it out. You actually did, in fact, have his back by not saying anything. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to think that? Please don't tell me I'm crazy. Am I wrong to think that? Like what? He did, in fact, have his back by not saying anything. Julianne Walker says Templar is very manipulative. Yeah, but here... I know, Lunchbox. YouTube really is sticking its middle finger up at me today. No, but he did, in fact, have his back by not saying anything.
he said. It's what he fucking said. Okay? So then he goes in the call that we had after with me, you, Apex, Tommy, and he says, it was a 17-year-old. He admitted it, bro. He did. And then he said, if this shit ever comes up, bro, I have a kid now, I have a wife, I'll kill myself. And you called me after, you're like, bro, you never talk like that? Please don't do it, bro. I don't want to fucking kill myself.
I do remember that, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
and again,
true,
bro,
that
nobody,
people
like, I get people are on your fucking
ever-
dick, but they're wrong for that too, brother. There is absolutely zero proof on this man. He never told me anything of him doing any shit like that. We're talking about Tommy here.
So now we get more insight that apparently Temper was emotionally blackmailing them to not release anything. What we do have confirmation of is that Banks heard the phone calls. He was there.
Okay.
Temper did admit to sleeping with someone who was underage. So after Temper denied, any wrongdoing, kind of trying to make Rain look bad for even touching on this.
Okay, so to the person in the chat that was saying it's because they didn't want him to off himself. Okay. All right. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if that's what they're saying, then okay. Because Banks is sitting here going, yeah, I remember that. So obviously it happened.
Temper gives his final response, which is a hell of a lot different to his initial response.
Oh,
My
shit.
private life is being aired out for public entertainment, and I'm being forced into an impossible situation. So now, one day, my children are going to see this video, and they're going to know about, sexual experiences and the type of person that I was before I met their mother. And let's just start at the top. So a lot of what Norton was saying of the type of person that I was is true. Not all of it. I was a reckless kid. I was very misguided. I was in and out of relationships. And I didn't know any better, right? And so one day, I met Emma, and Emma was the love of my life. I fell in love with this girl, and I wanted to marry this girl, and I never had wanted to marry anybody before that.
I have a question. How old was he when this happened? How old was he when this happened? I actually need to know this. Do we know how old he was when this happened? Did anybody ever say an age? He was 27? No, wait, I'm asking, was he 27 when the thing with the 17-year-old happened? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. It would have been a different story if he was like 19. But, yeah, bruh. Nope.
And I wanted to marry this girl, and I never had wanted to marry anybody before that. I never wanted to get married. And I was just blown away. So this is the girl that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. But because of all the baggage that I had and all the shit that I went through and just the person that I was, I pushed her away. She did not want to be with me, and she ended things, and that broke me and sent me into a dark, dark place. Soon after that, I was just that.
God, not the dark place. Oh my God, you guys fucking suck at this shit so bad. Never say a dark place. Bro, come on, guy.
Broke me and sent me into a dark place. Soon after that, I was just that lost soul again, going to parties, partying, and just being a fool. And then one day I go to New York, and I go to this club that's 21 plus, and I link up with a buddy there, and he invites a couple girls, and I end up going back with these girls. We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these.
Raging Phoenix, thank you for the one Save Soul, aka gifted membership. Yep, this is it. We're at 103, guys. 103. We need 47 more, and we do the rise and fall of Boogie. And just to let y'all know, I need 23 more TTSs to do the goth makeover that y'all so desperately want me to do because you hate me. Okay? I still can't believe... Oh, wait. What did y'all say for... Okay. I have 248 votes, and it's 51% react to a tutorial, and 49% just show up. Okay. I'm going to ask y'all again tomorrow. We're going to have 3 days of asking this question. Okay? Tutorial or show. Tutorial has 1. We're going to do the best 2 out of 3. God damn it. Liam's like, I don't hate you. Well, I don't hate you either, Liam, okay? Yeah, that split, though. That's balance. Stop the count.
Girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17. And that's the age of consent in New York. But regardless, I was sick to my stomach. It was just extremely uncomfortable.
Wait a minute. Wait.
That this girl was 17. We're all shit-faced, and I end up girls, and I end up going back with these girls. We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17. And
okay, so his story is he went to a club that was 21 and up. Okay. Got drunk, got fucked up. Went back to the hotel with a couple of girls and his friend. He slept with one of them. After he slept with her, then he found out she was 17. Now, I want y'all to take notice of the story. Where are we at? We're at 1558. When homeboy here told the story, did you notice? And believe me, I'm not saying that any of this is okay, but I'm sorry, I have to call out all sides here. When he originally told the story, it was a threesome with 2 16-year-olds. Then he goes and talks to Banks, and it turns into 1 17-year-old. Do we not see a problem with that? I'm sorry. Do we not see a problem? Like, listen, there is a problem with Temper doing what he did. I get that. I'm not saying that. But you know what? Multiple people can be wrong at the exact same time on the exact same subject. Do we not see the problem there? He literally, when he was on his stream, he said it was a threesome with 2 16-year-olds, and then it turned into him and 1 17-year-old. Do we not see a problem with that? They said the 16-year-old watched, though. I don't know, because I'm going to be honest, he literally started off saying a threesome with 2 16-year-olds, and it ended up becoming 1 17-year-old, and the other one watched. And what sounds worse, a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old? I mean, it all sounds bad to me, but I'm just saying. Like, his story literally changed. Literally changed. I'm not saying he's lying because you got Temper over here telling you what happened, but I'm just saying I don't like that. That tells me that I have to dig deeper into what you're saying because you're not exactly reliable. You know what I'm saying? Where were we at? We were right here.
Girl was 17, and that's the age of consent in New York. But regardless, I was sick to my stomach. It was just extremely uncomfortable knowing that and thinking about the situation. And that was it. And so shortly after that, or however long after that, Emma and I got back together, and you know, I was fully working on myself and becoming a better man and doing what I have to do to heal myself and heal like.
Okay. So I just looked it up. The age of consent in New York is 17, meaning that sexual contact with anyone under this age constitutes statutory R word, regardless of consent. Okay. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't lying about the age of consent law. I'm sorry. When somebody throws up an age of consent law, I just automatically have it in my brain to go look up what they're saying the age of consent law is. It's just a thing for me because I've literally caught people lying, saying that, oh, the age of consent in this state is this. You go to look it up and go, no, it's not, motherfucker. No, it's not. So I automatically do that. My bad. All right.
All the trauma that I had and just work on myself on being a better man. And, you know, not too long after that, I proposed. And a few months later, we found out she's pregnant. And now I realize I have a child on the way. So I have to put my self-growth in overdrive because my child does not deserve to live a life where he picks up the bad habits that I had growing up. And so the last few years of my life have been on super fixated on just becoming a better man, husband, and father.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you are now in the age of the internet. Okay? Based on his story, he did not know until after. Based on the story he has told so far, he did not know until after she was 17. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the age of the fucking internet. Check a motherfucking ID. Period. I'm sorry. It's gotten to the point you need to check IDs now, especially if you are a name on the internet. You need to check IDs. Period. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because if he didn't know, he should have... Bro, that's why you don't take random bitches home anymore. It's the age of the internet, bro. Oh no, I agree, Julianne, 100%. Then why did he not say that in the first video? I agree with you. I agree. He should have said this in the first video, 100%. I absolutely agree with you on there. I agree with you. And this coincides what Banks and I forget the other guy's name, what those two were talking about in that conversation. It coincides with it. Guys and girls, okay? Because guess what? Statutory R word, women, you can get hemmed up on that too. Just saying. Check motherfucking IDs. And you know what? Listen, with the way people are today, don't be going home with random fucking people. What's wrong with y'all? At least get to know a motherfucker first. Or something. Damn right, Angie. Angie uploaded said, my son is 21 and I told him condoms and ID check. Period. Absolutely. Yes, it is crazy out there, Angie. Absolutely. Condoms, ID check. No questions asked. No. Ask the questions. Excuse me. And don't stray from that. Bitch, can I see your ID? Because I want to make sure, you're of age. Because a bitch be lying. Bro, let me check that ID because a bro be lying. It works both ways. Glock. Mr. Shadows, I see you, and no, because that's how people get hemmed up. Oh yeah, absolutely, RG Gamer, and if there were 2 of them, IDs. Cough them up, IDs. I want to see your motherfucking ID. I want to see your ID before we even leave the concrete that is in front of the club. ID, bitch. Before I get this Uber, I want to see a fucking ID. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Father, that's been my number one focus, and it's something that I needed for myself. And you know, I wish that I started earlier. I wish that I didn't put the love of my life through all the things that I put her through, and you know, and then that was it. And so this allegation of me being called a pedophile is fucking insane. Anybody that knows me knows I am not a pedophile or even anything close to that, including Norden himself. So I just, this is something that is going to follow me around forever. And it's just sick because people on the internet will take things and twist it into something that it isn't, and just keep running with it. And now I just have to deal with the repercussions, you know? And so that's the unfortunate part about this reality. But that's it. I mean, there was nothing else to it than that.
But yeah, Temper admits that he did in fact sleep with someone who was 17. He goes, you know, age of consent in New York, 17, and he was a lot older. I don't know the exact age he was. It's kind of not been shared or like clearly stated, but Temper's 32 years old, and they are saying this was told a couple years ago, at least 3 or 4 years ago.
So if it was 3 or 4 years old, he was anywhere between 27 and 29 when it happened. And already an internet celebrity, all right? Bro, y'all gotta be smarter out there. Y'all gotta be smarter out there in them streets. Y'all got to be smarter out there in them streets. Oh my God, Shifty. Shifty, you're such a shithead. Maybe he thought 2 16s with 32. Okay, first of all, she wasn't 16, she was 17, because even the guy who came out with the original allegation about it changed it from 16 to 17, and him and FaZe Banks had a fucking talk about it, and they both confirmed it was 17. See, that's why if you're gonna tell the story, tell it right the first time. Hannah McKay said, boy math, Shifty, y'all are bad. Y'all are so bad. Holy shit, y'all are bad.
32 years old, and they are saying this was told a couple years ago, at least 3 or 4 years ago. So even being generous, he was around 28 years old, sleeping with a 17-year-old, which to me, that is creepy behavior. Now, he has a story that he was in his 21 plus club. You know, these girls were in the club and he didn't know because he assumed they're 21. Like, stuff like this, you need to check, you need to see. And because Temper like lied and came out of that response trying to make Rain out to like not be credible, I don't know how much I believe Temper's story now, especially because apparently he told Rain, first of all, he had a 3-way with
Poke Gaga with the 10 gifted memberships, aka Poke Gaga quite literally just saved 10 souls. We are at 113 out of the 150 needed for the rise and fall of Boogie for the 2-day Boogie extravaganza, baby. For the 2-day Boogie extravaganza. Thank you, Poke Gaga. I love you, bro. You are awesome. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Look at them greens. Look at them greens. Okay, YouTube is like fucking with me because it's oh my God. I wish y'all can see what I'm looking at right now. It's literally, it keeps duplicating. You know how you have the shit on the top? It keeps duplicating it like you did it 20 times. YouTube, get your shit together. Glock Shadow says, I'm mad I wasn't gifted by Poke Gaga. I think he hates me. Oh, Glock. Aw. Oh, poor Glock. Okay, listen. We need a green Glock. Okay? We need Glock shadows to come out of the fucking shadows and get green. All right? We need to get green, bruh. On Glock shadows. Fuck yeah. That's it. That's going to be a goal. We got to get Glock shadows green. All right, Calvos is actually making a good point here. Hold on, I'm going to go back to what he was saying.
To check, you need to see, and because Temper like lied and came out of that response trying to make Rain out to like not be credible, I don't know how much I believe Temper's story.
I get what he's saying here, because just like Julianne said in the chat, then why didn't he say that first and foremost? So I can understand people looking at him and going, I don't know if I believe you. I think, this is what I think. I think everyone in this situation don't know how to tell a story, and they change up too much. I think all of them change up too much. Lightning Sparrow with the 5. Did Glock get it? Did Glock get it? Dominator. Oh, there's 3. And Glock did not get it. Damn, bro. Glock, they ain't liking you today, bro. They ain't liking you today, bro. We are at 118 out of the 150 needed for the 2-day Boogie extravaganza. Glock Shadow, Boogie's rise and fall include a lot of his lies manipulation he pulls on Twitter. It's actually good. All right, Chris TB gave 1 gifted. Damn. Well, Ashley got it. That's good. All right. Glock, I don't think it's in your cards, bro. All right, we are at 119 out of 150. Let's fucking go. Fuck yeah. Miss Jones, been a member for 4 months. Thank you for being a member for 4 months, Miss Jones. I appreciate you. Or excuse me, Mrs. Jones. I appreciate you. Okay, Julianne says, so random. They need to add a feature to gift it to who you want. You know, actually, Julianne, I agree with you. I think that would actually be really cool if they could do that. But I will say, I was so happy when we were able to get gifted memberships. I remember when it first rolled out, and I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. So... No, RG Gamer, on YouTube, you can't gift a membership to a particular person. You can on Twitch, but you can't on YouTube. Yeah, on Twitch, you can choose who you want to send it to. On YouTube, you can't, unfortunately. It sucks that you can't. All right, so I do agree with Kavos here. I understand why he's thinking that way. Because if you went from saying one thing and then you have 2 people who have a conversation that kind of confirmed that it was a 17-year-old and they remember the conversation, then now you have to go and go, hey guys, I was lying. This is what happened, when in all reality, you could have just said it from jump. I understand where Kavos is coming from here. I do. I get it. They could add it any day if they want it. No, RG, I do agree with you on that, though. I do agree with you on that.
Now, especially because apparently he told Rain, first of all, he had a 3-way with 2 underage girls, and now it's just 1 underage.
I don't know if I believe Rain on that. I don't know if I believe that he told Rain that. I don't know if I believe that. Because Rain would have stuck to that story that it was 2 16-year-olds. But he didn't stick to that story. It went from 2 16-year-olds to 1 17-year-old. And it went from sleeping with 2 at the same time to 1. I don't know. I don't know if I believe Rain on that one either. I'm not 100% sure. Julianne, thank you for the 1 gifted. That's awesome. And it went to Jesse. Let me add this, because you know me, I will forget. Yes, we're at a nice even number, 120. Guys, we only got 30 more to do the Boogie Extravaganza. And remember, every TTS goes towards the counter for me to do a goth makeover. And I'm not excited about that at all. Just saying.
You know, there's so much here now that's muddied, and, you know, you can't, there's never going to be any proof. So
Yeah.
it's just, you know, Temper versus Rain. However, what we do know is that Rain was telling this story that has been confirmed by FaZe Banks and now confirmed by Temper. Whereas if Temper had it his way and so.
The second story, remember, and this I'm surprised Kavos is not picking this up. I'm very surprised Kavos is not picking this up. The second story was confirmed with Rain and Banks. Not the first one he told, but the second one. Terp, thank you for being a member for a month. If Glock wants to be a green, he should rename himself Glock Meadows instead of Shadows. Shots fired. Shots fired, Terp. I know that's right. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Shots fired.
Certain details didn't come out, Temper wouldn't have done anything or even admitted this. Now, do I think you can label him as a pedophile? You know, the word pedophile has been so lost in the recent years with YouTubers and allegations. Do I think this guy goes around looking for kids? No. Do I blame FaZe Rain for leaving FaZe after finding that out, that Tommy kind of said it to him and admitted this to him, and FaZe Rain was told it was a threesome with 2 underage girls? Yeah, I wouldn't want to associate myself with anyone like that either. It's just completely fucked. And the thing is, like, it's just, why is there always just some shit? Like, no matter what. Like, it could be anyone. It could be fucking FaZe Clan or this influencer you would never expect. And then suddenly...
Always. Hold on. I want to go back to what he said here. Hold on.
No. Do I blame FaZe Rain for leaving anything or even admitted this? Now, do I think you can label him as a pedophile? You know, the word pedophile has been so lost in the recent years with YouTubers and allegations. Do I think this guy...
The word pedo, the word pedophile, the sad thing is it has lost its... It hasn't lost its meaning, but it's lost its oomph. Okay? Because it has been so overused and misused by so many people on the internet that it doesn't have the ramifications like it used to. And it's because of people like Mama Max that it happened. It's people like him. You know? It's been overused so much that it doesn't have the horrible oomph behind it. You know what I mean? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Liam. Thank you. I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't because my brain wasn't working. It lost its impact. Before, the worst thing you could have ever been called was a pedo. That was the worst thing you could have ever been called. It was like being called racist. The worst thing you could have ever been called was racist. And these words have literally lost their fucking impact. Thank you again, Liam. Have literally lost their impact to the point they don't have the punch anymore like they used to. They don't. Those words don't have the punch like they used to. You know? What's scarier than anything is that there's more of them to maps. Oh, don't even get me started on maps. Don't even get me started. Wood chippers for them too. I'm sorry. Wood chippers for them. You even think about a child in that way? Wood chipper. You admit to even thinking about a child that way? You ain't got to touch one for me to throw you in the wood chipper. I'm just saying. You admit to me you think about a child that way? Wood chipper. Period. I'm sorry. And people are like, oh, so we're doing thought crimes now? If you admit to me that you find an underage child hot or to the point where you're attracted to them, wood chipper. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't know. Nope. What if she's 17? If you're 18 or 19, I don't have a fucking problem with it. Just saying. Yeah, exactly, Quinn. This goes back to CD saying that guy was just gooning with kids online. Wood chipper. Bye. All right, let's finish this video out.
Goes around looking for kids? No. Do I blame FaZe Rain for leaving FaZe after finding that out, that Tommy kind of said it to him and admitted this to him, and FaZe Rain was told it was a threesome with 2 underage girls? Yeah, I wouldn't want to associate myself with anyone like that either. It's just completely fucked. And the thing is, like, it's just, why is there always just some shit? Like, no matter what. Like, it could be anyone. It could be fucking FaZe Clan or this influencer you would never expect, and then suddenly...
2024 was literally the year of older YouTubers getting caught up for shit they did in their past. Look at Cody Ko and Tana Mojo. Cody Ko got caught up last year. He got caught up. It was weird how the internet acted with that one too, just because it was Tana. If it was anybody else, they would have had a fit. But because it was Tana, the literally the comments would be under there. Oh, she's a whore anyway. Who cares? But yet you would have a fit if it was anybody else but Tana. Anyway, I digress.
These allegations pour out years later and, you know, it becomes a thing. It's just never ending. What do you guys think down below? Dave, watch.
All right. Thank you, Kavos. I knew Kavos would let me know what was going on. I knew he would let me know. Shit. Lunchbox says at this point, with all the confusion, drop receipts. Yeah, see, here's the thing, Kavos. When somebody comes to me... Oh, wait, I want to keep that one up because I want to put that in the description. When it comes to me and when it comes to stuff like that, listen, I know reality. Reality is so many horrible things happen in this world that it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have receipts for it. Okay? But I, as a commentator, I, as a person who does my job on the internet and tell a story, I can't present a story like that unless I have some kind of receipts. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I've made that mistake before, and I'm not going to ever make that mistake again. So I'm very vigilant. I do not run a story unless you have receipts that at least back up. I can for a fact tell them this part of the story. You know, I'm very vigilant about that. You know? We need an Axel plushie. Oh my God, yes, we do. We do need an Axel plushie. How dope would that be to have an Axel plushie? Oh my God. Oh my God. What? What is this name? Cooter Inside CD-ROM? What the fuck is that name, bro? Ah! What is that fucking name, bro? Y'all are some fucking trolls. I fucking love it. Y'all are some fucking trolls. Lunchbox says exactly. That's why, to me, at this point, it's just another fucked up story. Yeah, I mean, the only thing we do have is we have confirmation that there was a conversation. You have 2 people who said, yes, this conversation happened. And then you had Temper come back and go, okay, yes, it was a 17-year-old. So it's fucked up all the way around. But I do agree with, I don't know if we can actually call him a pedophile, for the simple fact that he's not going around chasing young girls. You know what I mean? And he was stupid enough not to check a fucking... If his story is true, if, I'm saying if, because I have no proof that that story is true or not, but if that story is true, yeah, he fucked up. Because he didn't check a fucking ID before they left that goddamn sidewalk. Because I can tell you now, I got over going to bars before I turned 21. I was going in bars all the time before I was 21. All the time. It was a every weekend thing. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's a muddled story. It's a fucked up story. I question a lot of things about that whole story. And it's not just temper that I question. I question a lot when it comes to that story. You work for the most successful internet troll, Muffin. You are not wrong. Do you see how he trolls his hosts? Do you see how he trolls us? Of course, I know that. 100% I know that. Hooligan says, same. The trick was walking in and acting like you belonged. Wait, what are you talking about, Hooligan? Xylee, you were cheating. Wasn't 18 the drinking age of your day? Munsey? Fuck you. No, it wasn't. It was 21, you dickhead. You're a dickhead for that. I don't like you anymore. No, it was not fucking 18 when I was... No, it was fucking 21. Fuck off. You could buy cigarettes at 18, though. That was a thing. No, it hasn't always been 21. The federal government made the states change it, or I think it was either they wouldn't get funding from the federal government for like road work and shit like that if they didn't change the age to 21. It used to actually be 18 in the United States. I know you are, Munsey. It was funny. I get it. You were doing an old joke for the old bitch. I get it. No, FaZe Bank stepped down because of his crypto thing that happened, where I think there was a rug pull or something. I know nothing about crypto, so that's why I don't really cover those stories very much, because I know nothing about that shit. So yeah, the rug pull scam shit. Yeah. So he stepped away from FaZe because of that. Oh, I was saying the trick for going into a bar before 21 is acting like you belong. Yeah, fuck yeah. Listen, when I would go up to the guy who's at the door, right? And he would sit there and go, I was like, I don't have my ID. He's checking everybody's ID. And I was like, sir, I left my ID at home. And then he would do this. Spotlight right in the face. When's your birthday? And I would tell him a birthday that was like 2 or 3 years off than what my actual birthday was. I'd get in because I would stone cold face look at him. Flashlight right in the face. Bam! I'm gonna have to look for a documentary. I don't know anything about FaZe. I think there is a couple of them out there. You should be able to find one. Fresblood says, yeah, the reason why we changed from 18 to 21 was because too many kids were dying from drunk driving and stuff. Oh, is that the reason why? I don't know. All I know is if an 18-year-old can... Okay, so hot take of the day, all right? And people may disagree with me, but if you can put a gun in the hand of an 18-year-old and tell them to go kill the enemy, I'm sorry, they should be able to go to a bar. If they can go into the army and they can come out a vet because they lost a leg in the war, they should be able to go to a bar. If they can have a leg blown off before they're 21 and come out of the military, they should be able to go to a bar. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you can do that at 18, You should be allowed to buy cigarettes. You should be able to drink. I'm sorry. The problem with the alcoholism in the United States to me is because we put so much pressure on it. That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm retarded because I am kind of a retard. So that's my feeling on it. Well, Munzie says, hear me out. If we know that the brain isn't developed till 25, maybe it should be 25 for all of that. Okay, we'll include the military on top of that, then sure, I'll go with you. If the military isn't included in that, then no, it should be 18 to me. That's what I think. But then again, I'm not a world leader. I'm an old bitch that talks shit on the internet. So, with that said, guys, I'm sending you over to Nuts. Y'all have a great night, day, weekend, Jesus Christ. A great night, day, morning, wherever you are in the world. Jesus, Lord, have mercy. And y'all have a great day. Go enjoy Nuts. I believe today is Glammy's first day over there. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a great day. Bye.